Once you've tried a crunchy homemade dill pickle, you will never go back to store-bought. So our diva of deliciousness, Tinky Weisblatt, is sharing her recipe for refrigerated dill pickles so you can make this easy snack at home.
So I am in a little bit of a pickle, which is to say, A, I'm making pickles, but B, I am running out of time. You know, we're getting to the harvest season and I have friends who are canning things all day and I just don't have the time, but I want that fresh pickle taste. So I'm making some refrigerator pickles. These are actually in my forthcoming cookbook that's coming out in October, yay. And they're just the simplest thing in the world. So you start with your little tiny pickling cucumbers, which you could probably get at a farm stand. In a pinch, you can get them at a grocery store. You want to make sure they're firm, and you want to make sure they're quite green. You don't want the yellowy or blah ones. And then you cut off just the very end of each end, like that. And then I cut them into little rounds. The reason I do this, you could make spears, but the rounds are easier to stuff into the jar. Yay! And they get ripe even faster. So I have, let me tell you what I did already, because it takes a little time. So I sprinkled them in layers with salt. The salt takes a lot of the moisture out of the cucumber. You probably know that cucumbers are very wet. And so if you don't take a little of the moisture out, you're going to have kind of soggy pickles. So, and it also keeps them crispy. So then I rinsed them off. I left them for a couple of hours. And now I'm just gently squeezing some of the moisture out that I rinsed. And they should be ready to go. Oh, they're so yummy looking already. If you have extras, they're just delicious in a salad this way because they have that extra crunch from being salted. Okay, we have a very clean jar. You can either wash it with soapy water. I just put it through the dishwasher. And you don't absolutely have to crush your garlic, but it just gives it a little more flavor. So there's some crushed garlic that goes in the bottom. Dill, because they're dill pickles. So I like just using this whole sprig of dill. You can really, oh, it smells so good. You can't have too much dill. I love dill. It's one of my favorite flavors. Okay, dill. 3 little peppercorns. So that's pretty easy. Then we take our little cucumber rounds. We just pop them in the jar. While I'm doing this, I've been heating up 1 cup of vinegar, 1 cup of water. It's cider vinegar, local cider vinegar, if possible, but any cider vinegar, and a tablespoon of kosher or sea salt. You bring that to a boil, you turn it off, and you let it cool. It doesn't have to be completely cool. It is just vaguely lukewarm. But you don't want to actually boil your pickles. You want them to just get the flavor from curing. And all we're doing is stuffing them in here. And I kind of, if it's 3 to 5 pickles, it depends on the size of the pickle. I always do 5 because then I can have extras in a salad if I have leftovers. They're just yummy. Yeah, we're definitely going to have a few leftovers. And that's just fine. Okay, down you go, guys. A couple more. I mean, you might as well have as many as possible. But you do want to leave some room for your brine. So that was the brine, the vinegar and water mixture. I'm using a canning funnel just to make sure I don't spill too much. I'll probably spill some anyway because I'm a spiller. See how easy this is? So we take our slightly cooled brine, yes, in you go, and it goes in the jar. And I fill the jar to the top. There. I think that's about as much as we're going to be able to use. And that's almost all of the mixture. Then we're going to cover that up. We're going to put it in the refrigerator. And 3 days later, we can start eating. So as you can see, the pickles that were already done they're a duller green, and that's the result of the vinegar and the salt in the thing. So here are newer pickles. This is also a way you can tell if you have 2 jars in your refrigerator, one starting and one aged. The ones that were done, you can eat them within 3 days. You should really eat them within a month. But I have been known to stretch them out just a little bit longer. I'm just going to take one out and try it because I haven't tried this jar yet. I don't know whether you can hear me chewing, but they're nice and crunchy. That's what that salt thing at the beginning did. They have that lovely taste of dill and garlic. You can put them in a sandwich. You can put them in a salad. You can put them in what, or you can just eat them straight out of the jar. So happy pickle season and enjoy.